What's up and welcome back to Nap Time Builder. I'm your host Jacob and we're working on another we're working on the Jeep again, alright. The last video did a little instructional video on installing the windshield in a 65 CJ5. I didn't see a whole lot of videos on it, so figure hey, there might be somebody else out there like me that was scared to death of messing with the windshield and if an old dummy like me can figure it out, then you can too. And all I used was them little plastic trim type tools. That way, I didn't scar up the windshield and all that. And a whole lot of window cleaner, okay? That's pretty much about it. We got her in, she looks good. But now. If you have been watching, and I hope you have been, sorry, we're a little shaky. But if you have been watching, I hope you have been. Last time we really messed with the Jeep, we kind of separated the rear end from the forelink, okay? Boy, I just got scared to death. I thought somebody was creeping in the window. Look at this. Look, just hold on a second. See, I'm standing in the same spot I just was when I got spooked. And that's what I'm looking at. You see that through that window there? That scared the crap out of me. That is my daddy's scarecrow in his daggum garden over there. That spooked the crap out of me, boy. Be real bad that thing started moving right now. It spooked me even more, huh? I don't get spooked that easily, but boy, I just glanced up and saw that. It looked like somebody staring through the window. I mean, I got the daggum chill bumps. That's ridiculous. Whew. Anyways, last time we thought we was about done with the Jeep, okay? And I pulled right out of the driveway, and as soon as I hit the blacktop, like I was crying. I wasn't on it or nothing, I promise. She a little four-banger, cuz, you ain't getting on nothing. But all I did was leave out the driveway. And it sat down on me in the rear end. I said, what in the world? Welds broke on the rear end, okay? We was at our old house. When I did this whole rear end and everything, she didn't even look like a Jeep, man. So I had to Ranger body on it. But I went ahead and did the rear end there. All I got a little flux core welder, okay? I didn't have enough power. Like I couldn't weld on high power and all that. So I wasn't getting good penetration, you know what I'm saying? Your boy ain't no master fabricator, okay? I ain't a master at nothing. I'm more of a jack of all trades, master of none, but better than a master of one. I mean, I don't, I piddle a little bit of everything. I don't know a whole lot about welding, but I do a little bit here and there. And, sometimes I find out this wasn't good enough. We didn't have enough power. I had her on a long extension cord. Didn't have enough power out in that little shed that I was running it from. And, long story short, wasn't good enough. It was good enough for the parts to be there until you put a lot of pressure on them. And all I did was pull out the driveway. I was just going to loop her right around my dad's driveway and come back because I just wanted to feel good about having the Jeep where it was at. And well, we figured out our biggest weak point really quickly. What the crap? I got spooked again. Look at this big old spider right here. Man, I am getting off track this morning. It's like 5:30. I've been out here for a couple hours. I was editing a couple videos, trying to get ready to go to the beach in a couple days. The windshield video, that'll be out after we get back from the beach. But look at this, I got spooked again. Look on top of that. Look on top of that. That big old spider. My goodness. What you doing there, fella? That thing is humongous. I got something for you, big boy. You know that drive shaft I told you I broke? She ain't good for turning rear ends right now, but you can smash a spider with it, okay? Anyways, I've been rambling. Look, the rear end ain't attached to the daggum 4-link no more, and we're gonna try to fix that. I gotta get under there, grind all that bull crap booger welds off of it, and try to put some better ones back in, okay? Right over there, we got my dedicated welding plug. That way I can get full power. So that's why she's on that side of the shop. And well, that's what we do. I'm debating on getting that thing, the front end pointing this way. That way the rear end's as close over there as we can. That way I ain't running no extension cords. We straight from the plug, okay? That's what we got. That's what we're working on. Let's see if we can get anything done before these kids wake up. All right. So there's the other part of the drive shaft that hasn't been being used for, smash spiders. We got this thing turned around like I was talking about. Got her up on jack stands. And well, the only thing holding this thing to the vehicle at the moment is the pan hard bar, which is that little bar right there going across, and the coilovers. Because, as you can see, this here 4-link is not, neither of them is connected. And I ain't got nothing but booger welds all up on it, okay? All right, got them all cleaned up. Kids are waking up. I didn't have time to clean up the axle yet. But hopefully after we get back from my son's tryouts, we can lay them down, kiddos down for a nap, and then come back out at night time, clean that axle up, hopefully get those welded back on. After that, we'll be looking at our drive shaft situation. Not really excited about that. Yeah, not supposed to be. Not exactly sure what we're gonna do about this. But that's a future me problem. Well, that's current me problem. Future me problem is me trying to fix that. So we'll catch y'all later. Good morning, y'all. How y'all doing? It has been, all right, well, let me just tell you. It's been a little over a week, okay? I was not able to come back out here at nap time and clean that rear end up because, well, when we went in to feed the kids, we played for a while, ate some lunch, all that. And, well, we got a message from a lady we was renting a condo from down in Orange Beach. And her planning, we was coming a day earlier, okay? So we jumped all over that opportunity. I mean, I ended up having to pay for that extra day, but we got us a discount on that extra day. So your boy just went on down to the beach and started tanning his jelly rolls. All right. So, at that time, instead of coming back out here and cleaning off that rear end so I could weld them brackets on, hopefully better this time, well, I didn't get to come back out here. Well, I come back out here, but it was to lock up. So, because at that time we was packing. We left a day early. We just got back yesterday evening. And I woke up at about 3:30 this morning. It's a little after 4 right now in the morning, all right? We had a good trip. I meant to film a few things on vacation, just to, I don't know. you know, I don't know who would really want to see, but I was going to. We didn't do really nothing extravagant. We played a little mini golf, you know. Went to the zoo. We a zoo family, all right. They act like animals, so every now and then I try to take them back to their, you know, to be with their kind. Just kidding. But we love the zoo, so we find this one about every time we go anywhere. We find a zoo. And well, we got back yesterday, and the good Lord slowed us down in traffic. Luckily he did. He had a plan, because we got back about 20-30 minutes after a big old storm rolled through the house. And I live in the backwoods, man. The water was completely over the road in like 3 or 4 different areas. I'll try to remember to throw a couple pictures in. Get back to the house, daggum power's out, power line was down. Had to wait for him to cut a tree out of the road and everything, because I was right there at the house, you know. I didn't really want to turn around and have to backtrack 30 minutes or so just to go a different route. But, so we just waited. And, but we made her back safe, and, well, we're back on the Jeep, okay? I need to get my welding jacket on and I guess get up under there and stop being a baby and get to work this morning. But this is the plan. Hey. All right, and as you can see, we got her rear end cleaned up. About to grab my brackets over there, get everything lined back up, make sure she's good and where she needs to be, and start burning them in, you know, and hopefully we do a lot better job than we did last time. All right, I finally got her welded up in there and got the daggum shop cleared out, had the fans going. No, I'm not gonna zoom in, show you the daggum welds. They're terrible. Oh, don't look at that. They're terrible looking. You know, hopefully they hold this time. I spritzed a little bit of black paint on them after I took the wire brush to them. I guess I'm gonna go ahead and throw these wheels back on, set it back down, clean up my mess, then go inside, eat some breakfast with the kiddos. Hopefully later on they take a nap and I can come out and take a look at my drive shaft situation. Well, just like that, she's back on the ground. That thing needs lowered a lot, man. She looked a whole lot better with that rear end unattached, you know. That way she was sitting down a lot lower. She's sitting way higher than I had pictured in my mind when I was doing all this, but some things just don't work out like you plan, okay? Unfortunately. Because I wanted her, you know, I wanted her sitting like the Dodge out there, about that much of a gap, you know? But whatever. As long as the rear end stays in at this time, I'm gonna make myself be happy with it, okay? But I guess it's time for me to do a little small cleanup, get my butt in the house. And throughout the day, I'll be thinking of what I can do about that. 2-piece, supposed to be 1-piece drive shaft. So, guess we'll see y'all in a little bit. Well, y'all, I got out here and I got started without you, all right? I got out here about 4:30 this morning, 4:30. And, well, I started doing some research this Sunday morning. Started doing some research. I had done some research before on that drive shaft. Technically, it'd be for an 86 2.0, 2-wheel drive, 5-speed Ford Ranger, okay? No, it is not the same as a 4-wheel drive, all this other mess, blah, blah, blah. Apparently, that's a little hard to find. You know, Of course it would be. But you can order a brand new one off AutoZone for $870 before tax. So, not really wanting to, I bought the Ford Ranger originally for $500. I would rather not pay almost double for a drive shaft that I bought the Ford Ranger for initially. But that's ridiculous. And then I think eBay, I found one. It was like $850. It's ridiculous. I ain't trying to spend $1,000 on a daggum drive shaft for this thing, okay? So, not exactly sure what we're doing with the drive shaft right now. I did grab, that's a 72 Ford F100 drive shaft. I got a couple of those. It was laying in the back of one, so I was curious if I could make something happen there. The Ford Ranger drive shaft is like 3.5 inches wide. Like with an interior, it's like 3.5 or 3.25 with an interior diameter of 3 inches. And I thought maybe I could cut a piece of that F100 drive shaft, slip inside of it, weld it, slide the other side on, weld it, And it would be more of a temporary, it wouldn't be a permanent, unless it did final, then it might turn permanent. But even the exterior diameter, the outer diameter of the F100 drive shaft's only 2 inches, 2.5 inches. So, that was still a 1/2 inch difference. So, I was hoping it'd fit in there kind of nicely, So, we might have to try to figure out something on that. It most likely will not involve that F100 drive shaft, though. But we're moving on, okay? And I've got the thermostat housing off. She nasty. I'll get that cleaned up. I got a new thermostat I was going to throw in it. Get that sealed back up. Right before that, I went ahead and changed my plug wires. I also have this oil pressure gauge here. I don't really want to throw that in there because I got brand new gauges and all that. But I'm a little desperate. And I got a little hard line kit there. Hopefully we can at least figure out some daggum oil pressure after that, okay? I'm grasping for straws here is what we're doing, basically. Grasping for straws. Because if you've been riding along with me on the old Jeep build here, look, she's got, those are nice little gauges. They're actually for a boat, but I've got everything working except for the the temp and oil pressure. And the oil pressure would, when you first started, it'd bump and then it'd go back down. But originally the truck had, it just had a dummy light. It didn't have a gauge. So then I swapped my cinders over from ones instead of a light for a gauge cinder. And I still have nothing, so no. I've not changed the thermostat in this thing, so I'm gonna go ahead and change it. And then I guess we're gonna work on that oil pressure gauge. I really don't want to have that daggum gauge hanging off my dash in there, but I had it looking semi-clean in there. But you gotta do what you gotta do. And it'd be real nice if my temp hand started working miraculously after this too, so. Oh, listen at her purring, baby. All right down in here. There's my oil line. Some oil pressure gauge coming around. I got her coming in the firewall here. Remember we changed the plugs. I did change that thermostat also. It don't look to be leaking anyways. We'll see, I guess, once the temperature raises up a little bit. But look at here, baby. She got 50, that gun 50, 51 PSI oil pressure. Look, we accomplished one thing. We got one deck. I had to add a gauge. But you know, she got oil pressure. We know that for sure now. We have got to figure out the daggum temperature deal, man. It'd be real nice if the thermostat helped it, but you know, I won't know that until letting her run for a while. So I guess I might have to open a door and just let her run for a while. She needs to run anyways. But I definitely gotta open a door. So heck yeah. What I'm talking about. I don't like where I had to put that gauge, okay? There was already holes there, but I don't like, I was gonna put it right in the corner, like a little bit further over, right there. Well, you know, there's already holes there, so why not use them? You know, well, she purr like a dadgum kitten, I'm telling you. My two cats in the house don't purr that good. That's all. Whew. But, yeah, I guess we're gonna let it run and see if that temperature hand changes any. Man, I hope it does. I hope it changes and I hope we don't leak. That's what we're looking for at the moment. So, I ain't she purring good. I need to lock that distributor down. I just realized it was a little loosey goosey. Okay, so I'm gonna do that, clean up my mess while she's purring, and I don't know. That's about it, I guess. Dadgummit. Sorry about the noise in that last clip. I didn't, kind of forgot I had my fan on, you know. Fat boy getting hot and getting musty up in here, all right? But, got the truck moved over to the other side. Yes, she's crooked. Jeep moved over here. You know, we talked about the trucks being out there. I didn't get a whole lot done in this video. You know, I just changed some plug wires and set my distributor. She's purring like a kitten. We got oil pressure gauge now, though, that actually works. We got 50 pounds. We good, okay? Also, there's something else with her. Oh yeah, earlier in the video, we got a rear end welded back to the 4-link. Y'all, I was hoping to at least rig up a temporary drive shaft in this video, but I just don't, nothing I got's gonna work for me right now, so I really don't want to pay that big old price for a new drive shaft for this thing. That's expensive. But I'm gonna do a little research, see if I can find something at least a little better priced. And I need to look up them gauges and see if there's a certain temperature, a certain coolant temp gauge that works with these gauges, and see if I can find one or whatever. So at the time of ordering them, when I put them in and everything, there wasn't nothing that it offered cinder wise. But since then, I've found some just like those that came with the cinders. So I don't know. Hopefully I can, you know, buy just the cinders or something. Because it'd be nice to get rid of that other gauge. I don't really like it up under the dash, but I like to be able to just use my nice ones in the dash, all right? You know what I'm saying? And plus, it'd get rid of that little blinking light saying I ain't got no oil pressure. But I'm going to look into that. If I can find something, then we'll do that in this video. But if I can't find it in a certain amount of time, we're just going to have to end it here. But next video on the truck, we're going to be fitting up our roll pan, make sure we get that to where it fits right. And then take our front piece on the front up there, make sure it fits up right. And if all that fits up right, then I'll introduce y'all to my poor man paint booth, okay? So, no, it ain't one of the blow up ones. I debated on it, but no, it's not one of those. So, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. If I figure something out, we'll be back after this clip. If not, I'll just have to catch you next time. Y'all hit that like button. I don't know what I'm doing over here. We're just trying to figure stuff out, all right? So, y'all have a good day. Hey, today's Sunday. Not when I post this video, but hope you went to church. We're about to. I gotta go get cleaned up.